What is up? What is going on, everyone? What's happening? Shout out to all my Zesties, all my guys that's holding it down, all the players, all the ladies men, all the guys that have no issues bagging them. Shouts out to all the beautiful women out there that's tuned in. Shout out to everybody that's supporting the channel as usual. Y'all know I don't really come on here at noon, but I figured I'd go ahead and address this because it's what I do. It's my job to piss you guys off who may have you know, some extra tight thongs on and G strings and all that. But yeah, I forgot to do my housekeeping rules. I just wanted to talk about that real quick. Shout out where you from, real quick, guys. Let me know where you calling in from. Not calling in from. Where you from? Age, sex, gender, whatever have you. What your disposition is. Comment below one time for the algorithm. Shout out to wherever you're at, man. Y'all know I'm from all over, man. So I just want to address this, and I won't take up too much of your time for those of you guys who are, on the East Coast. I know it's noon right about now. So I just want to talk about this, and I've discussed the whole herd mentality, which is obviously there's a herd mentality and there's a community of people. I just want you guys to know first and foremost, I don't represent any particular YouTube ideology. I don't follow any particular YouTube guidelines in terms of what a man is supposed to be, and uh, I don't whack off to manosphere content first thing in the morning. I don't get hard-ons for hearing guys go off on women or things like that because it's just not me. And what I just wanted to say is that guys who typically get buns, get cheeks, or shout out to all the cheek slayers out there, if you will. They don't talk like this. They don't act like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's very important for you guys who are trying to increase your count or try to be good with women that maybe it's some of these things is the reason why you're not getting any is because of your thought process. And for those of you who say that, I pump and dump, you know, you pump and dump, but you talk like this, highly unlikely, man. But what brings me to this is I yesterday was Father's Day. By the way, shout out to all the fathers, right? Shout out to all the fathers who take care of their children. I made a post yesterday in particular, and this is what brings me to doing this live stream to talk about this, right? Is I made a post, and with anything on social media, it's up for analyzing and people with opinions because that's just how it is. But some things, in terms of just some positive messages, which if especially if it's geared towards a woman, it becomes a big issue. Anything where it's just like you say anything positive about a woman, especially if you're talking about your daughter. For those of you who are fathers, when you get to talking about your daughter, you guys complain so much about women, but when you talk about your daughter and it's a man's responsibility, boy, men, I think, and I'm getting my thoughts jumbled in because there's just so much I want to talk about. There's so many guys who want to be women so badly. And I don't say that in terms of any type of community or whatever. I mean, in terms of I should be able to act. I'm a man, but I should be able to act and conduct myself like a woman. I should be able to bit. Is it two? Yeah, we passed 2 minutes, so I can curse. I should be able to bitch, moan, complain, have gripes, all these other things just like women do. But yet still you complain about women doing it, but you want to do the same shit, which is the most zestiest thing ever. For those of you asking what zesty is. Zesty is these guys who emulate female behavior. Is quite zesty, right? Who want to be able to have JR. It's the butt JRs, right? It's the butt JR community and things like that, right? But JR, I should be able to argue with women. But JR, I should be able to act like women. But JR, women get to do it. Why can't I do it? These are men. These are the same people that's quoting masculinity and talking about masculinity, but you want to be like a woman. We should be able to do this. We should be able to do this because women do it. So strange to me. So strange. I said, shout out to Act Barrel. Appreciate the $1 super chat, man. I appreciate it. It's so strange to me. So I think it's important to raise both children, right? Don't get me wrong. Never said anything about it. I said especially girls. You're not gonna, for those of you who have boys and girls, you're not gonna treat your girl children the same way you treat your boy children. Women need a little bit more guidance than boys do. Boys kind of like they take off, even though some of them are hard headed. They kind of take off. They take, that's why women need to be nurtured more so. Women, like girls, they're more emotional. Boys, you boys on here now, you want to be emotional and things like that. But girls are more emotional. Girls, we talk about so much in this space. She raised in a single mother home, raised in a single mother home, raised in a single mother home. Where's the father? So when a father says, a father like me says to you, Zesties, you should take care of your daughters. Because a man, you can give a man guidance. You can give a young boy guidance, and as long as he doesn't stray from it, he'll be fine. When a girl is raised, she can be raised by her mother, end up in the streets, and then you'll say she's for the streets. She was raised by a single mother. She had no guidance from the father. She's just basically screwing whatever walks. She doesn't know how to talk to a man, doesn't know how to treat a man, doesn't know how to interact with the man. All she knows how to do is be promiscuous and for the streets. But when you get to where the father is at, you're like, well, it's her fault. She wasn't raised in a good household. She didn't have a father there. All she had was a mother who didn't know what she was doing either. So when I say take care of your daughters, be there, show her the way, give her guidance, tell her what she should be looking for. You're like, well, you sound like women because you're like, well, what about guys? What about us? What about us? Me too, me too, me too, me too, me too, me too. We get it, man, but how much? How much, man? How much? How much? If you treating your daughter like a man, if you're raising her like a little boy, I get it. You don't have kids. A lot of you guys don't have kids. A lot of you guys never even had sex. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the comments that I see, it shows that. So when you talk about taking care of your daughters, it's simping. let me take a little break here. Get my greens in for today. When you talk about being there for your daughters, it's simping. When a lot of you complain about the reason why you can't find a good woman is because she didn't have a father in the household. But you're a good man, though. You're a good man. But a lot of the Pookies weren't raised by a good man. So you guys just want to be contentious, and that's why I say a lot of this. I don't know why a lot of people, whoever my subscribers, viewers, whatever it is that you're looking for. If you're just tuning in, and I say this over and over, this is not the bashing channel. This is not the male bashing channel. This is not the female bashing channel. This is just JR Wisdom giving his opinion based off of his life experiences. And if my opinions don't align with yours, that's fine. But why get upset? If you want me to agree with you, would you rather me agree with you? If you want me to agree with you, I will. Have you won anything by doing that? If I agree with your opinion, or because my opinion, I'm off base, or because I don't agree with your opinion, you're off base. At the end of the day, this is just opinions. We're just tuning in. You're tuning in right now to hear my opinion. Just like any other content creator, any YouTuber, any social media influencer, you're watching them because you want to hear their opinion. And soon as and where the whole cancellation comes in, as soon as you don't agree with somebody's opinion, how can you be stroking a woman and then you say it? We can let's just go to the movies, even though the movies aren't even realistic. Have you ever seen guys in movies that get all the women talk like how a lot of these comments that you guys say? A lot of these comments that you make about women, do any of your anime characters talk to women like this or say these things? They don't. Even if it comes down to pimps, even though pimps may, be the whole narcissistic, chauvinistic uh guys that you claim that they are, you don't even hear them talk like that and say these things. But it's a deep seated thing for you to adopt this ideology and think that a woman's still going to spread her legs for you. That's how I know when I sit back and I read some of these things, you be like, hold her accountable, hold her accountable, hold her accountable, hold her accountable. You wanting a man to hold her accountable, and you guys applaud and uplift the women who do basically market themselves as being part of the manosphere because they know that those are great talking points and they know that they can get you on their side, even though they probably go home and be like, I don't feel that way. Look at these bozos. You call them, was it pick me's and pandering? Pick me's and pandering because they know you want to hear the shit. And at the end of the day, you left beating your dick at night. Don't you get tired of beating your dick at night and not getting none? But you can just turn on, and it's kind of like anybody who watches any type of propaganda. Not saying it's propaganda, but any type of propaganda, you get a hard on, and then you got to go lay down in bed at night alone. You've already beat your dick for the day, so I mean it's a wrap. You know, you don't have any money, so you can't call up a girl off Backpage. You can't get an in call or out call. It's just whatever you're gonna smash is on that computer screen you're looking at right now. But whatever you're saying in the comments, you don't have the balls to say it to a woman to her face. You just came into the stream. What did you expect to hear in the stream? I'm interested to know if you see, thou shall remain bunless. There's no reason if you never got buns ever, if you never was able to get with a woman, if you never got numbers, if you never all this woe is me stuff, which I see a lot of videos, woe is me. Women can just walk outside, which is true. Women can walk outside and get some hard D like that. They have access to all types of men. A woman can wake up in the morning, open her phone, like women are never lonely, which is true. She never has to leave the comfort of her home. She can just pull her phone up and have tons of guys trying to talk to him. But me as a man, it's not like that. I have to put in work. I have to do this. I have to do that. You know, and instead you're lazy. You're lazy. It's either your looks or your money. And if you don't want to make any money, you don't want to improve your looks, then what are we talking about? The go-to, I'm gonna join this, I'm gonna have this herd mentality. You can read the comments on a lot of these things. How many people are saying, you can go on any video about this. How many guys are saying the exact same thing? It's just like parroting. What is it called? Echo chamber? Is that the term? Y'all know I'm slow or whatever. It's like an echo chamber. It's like saying the same thing over and over and over and over. And it's like, yeah, I'm in a brotherhood now. You know, you're in a brotherhood of dick beaters. I don't, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying, guys, you can do better. It's not the end of the world. Oh, it's not the end of the world, man. It's not the end of the world. The woman isn't your enemy. I can hear you saying, "Jr., you're simping." I'm just being me. Hence, if I'm such a simp, don't watch me. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. You can choose to watch or you can choose not to watch. It's just that easy. I know. I mean, I'm definitely not one of the most popular YouTubers at all. You know what I'm saying? You tune in for whatever reason and to get your, who knows why. But I think we all should ask ourselves, why is it that we, as I said over and over, why is it? Because it's sometimes I just sit back and I'm just like, this shit it's really like the Matrix. It really is like the Matrix. I'm just like, damn. You can kind of set your watch. You talking about with women, with female nature, female behavior. We always say, well, you can set your watch to it. She's gonna do this, she's gonna do that. But a lot of y'all dudes are the same way, man. Yes, there's an abundance of dudes. We talk about women dying alone. There's an abundance of guys dying alone, right? There's an abundance of you guys who never spoke to a woman, or maybe you have and you didn't get the reaction that you wanted, right? You didn't get the reaction that you wanted, so therefore, it's fuck all these hoes. She's for the streets. I'm not roasting them. People be like, "Jr, you're the only content creator who roast your own viewers. You roast your own subscribers." Nah, man. I. How would you feel? Like, do you not want people to have an opinion? Do you not want women to have an opinion? Do you think a woman should want you just by virtue of you being, you know, a certain type of person or you meeting certain characteristics? A woman doesn't have to like you, and you can't get mad because a woman doesn't like you. You can't get mad because a woman chooses to be with a man you deem as undesirable. The same thing with my daughter. If I raise my daughter a certain way to say, hey, this is what you should look for in a man, and she chooses to be with some a completely different Pookie or Ray Ray, I can be disappointed, but at the end of the day, that's what she wants. She's just gonna have to learn the hard way. Why am I gonna get mad because that's what she wants to fuck on? That's what she wants to fuck on. Just because she didn't choose you, why are you mad? Man, this is I'm not being pretentious, man, but this is the voice in the desert. At the end of the day, I feel sometimes, man. I feel sometimes like it's a voice in the desert, you know. But I have to be authentic. I can't sit back here and just be saying shit and just adopt this jargon that a lot of you guys share the same jargon, the cock carousel, the pea sleeves and the pump and dumps and all the jargon that you guys use that pimps, players, guys who get women don't use any of this stuff in the streets. I'm sorry. Same way we don't listen to Eminem in the hood. Same way street dudes or anybody doesn't listen to Eminem. You guys using all these concepts that nobody that gets women uses. We don't people not we because I don't get women at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I beat my dick every night, just like the rest of you clowns. Um oh shit. Oh shit, man. What am I doing, man? Fuck it. I don't care, man. Fuck these motherfuckers, man. Y'all talk this it's a bunch of sheep. It's a bunch of fucking sheep on here, man. And I'm gonna drink my V8 and say it, my little baby V8. Still waiting on my big 11 ounce cans. Pause. But yeah, it took me forever to drink a damn 5 ounce can, huh? Yeah, man. I have to say it. I have to say it, man. I have to say it because it's just too much, man. And I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to save you, young man or old man, however old you are and still living in that same mentality. I'm trying to help you get yourself in a position where you're able to clap some cheeks. And trust me, it's liberating, especially for you 40 and 50-year-old virgins. It's liberating, you know. It's nothing like it, man. It's nothing like it. Oh shit. Don't know that women don't only want pookies. Nah, they don't. That's a good one. That's a good one, man. I had a guy comment. It's just weird, man. That's why I feel like a lot of time, which is cool with me. You know, I don't mind being by myself. When I say be by myself, I don't mind being like one of the only people y'all may come across that talks like this, that doesn't follow like what everybody else is saying, because it may not be profitable, but hopefully somewhere down the line, you know, whoever rocks with it. But Hydro Homie, it's that Kermit with a cowboy hat. Funny thing is, JR, these dudes don't know that women don't only want Pookie and Ray Rays. They just complain because they can't talk to women and have no game. Man, listen, some women, you can dress nice, man, dress professional. I mean, you can wear that stuff too. If you're a professional guy and you want to talk to a certain type of woman, she may be overwhelmed. She may feel like she's not good enough for you just because where you're at. You know what I'm saying? And it may not work out. But that's how it goes. Like men, you're supposed to get rejected. As much as you get upset and say, JR, I'm not supposed to get rejected, it's about choosing signals. You know, a lot of you guys get on here and say every woman you talk to basically gives you her number because you know about choosing signals and things like that. You're supposed to get rejected. You're a damn man. A lot of this stuff, like I'm not supposed to get rejected. I should be like women, you know, bro. And this thing is like taking over. It's just taking over. You know, undefeated in modern times. I stopped approaching most women solely for the purpose to date. Next women will have to really like me in order for us to at least date. Y'all spend too much time on saying the wrong thing, or if I do this, if I do that. If you work on your social skills and you're a good person, I mean, something's gonna come along. Somebody, as my man said, okay, no, all right, next one, no, all right, next one, no, next one. JR, I don't want to leave the comfort of my home. I don't want to get out and smell good. I don't want to get out. I don't want to lift any weights. I don't want to endure any pain. I don't want to. I hate pain. I've had enough. How did your heart get broken if y'all never were in a relationship? Your heart gets broken by a woman telling you no. She never chose me. I was never the type of guy that she would choose. Did you try to become, if you will, I'm not saying become the type of guy she would choose, but become the best version of yourself so that she would, or whatever type of woman, maybe. I mean, there's no reason why at this point, man, where you can just sit back and we just imagine this whole concept of dying alone. Okay, you're gonna die alone, we're gonna die alone, you're gonna die alone, you're gonna die alone. Just imagine just going to sleep at night just saying, yeah, he cooked that bitch. He cooked that hoe. All right, let me roll over. You gonna do that for the rest of your life? He cooked that bitch. Oh my goodness. He held her accountable to the fullest. My life is fulfilled because I watched another man hold this hoe accountable. Damn, I feel good. What have I been doing all my life? I need to spend my time watching other men cooking bitches instead of me trying to talk to women myself. Are you not entertained? Because that's what it is entertainment. But what is it if you reflect? You have to come back to real life eventually, guys. You have to come back to real life and say, when I walk out, I'm walking in the grocery store, I'm push my buggy. Oh shit, there's a beautiful woman. Oh shit, let me not say anything. I already know she likes Pookies and Ray Rays. Let me not. I'm not even gonna say anything to her because I'm a bitch today. I'm not saying anything to her. She should talk to me. Mm, get my zest on. When watching YouTube on TV, pinning a chat you wanted to share is helpful for content understanding. I don't understand what that means. Pinning a chat that you wanted to share. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, basically you just basically like, if the bitch don't like me, she don't like men. I'm not talking to these hoes. Go on, push your cart, go on about your business. You wait for her to walk by, you look at that ass, and then when she turn back and look at you, you turn your head. Bro, it's your job to look at that ass. But don't wait till she walks by. You go back there and compliment her. Excuse me, miss, I just walked past you and I just wanted to let you know that that dress you wearing, you wearing that dress and that color, it suits you perfectly. You know what I'm saying? JR, that's validating her. Let me suck my gut in. You pinned the chat and we're able to see it. Meaning when watching YouTube on TV, you pinned the chat and we're able to see it. Yeah, I pinned the thing where you guys can call in if you guys had any opposition or if you're in agreement or if you got any thoughts. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. I pinned the thing in the chat. I guess that's what you're talking about. Yeah, it is a issue. I think the issue is that there is a problem finding women interesting. Is that these channels these guys watch and get indoctrinated with makes it seems like they don't have to talk to women anymore. Is that women need to approach them when it's coming to the age where women have to approach men because it's not women outnumber men. That doesn't mean that women are going to approach you just because they outnumber you. It doesn't mean they're going to choose you. I'm sorry. It's not how it works. It don't matter. Well, she's just going to end up alone because she doesn't approach me or she doesn't settle for me or, I don't want her after she's ridden the cock carousel. I'm going to pump and dump because that's the mantra, pump and dump. Man, only thing you pumping and dumping is you pumping your fist and you dumping a load on a washcloth. That's the only thing that you pumping and dumping. So you guys need to cut that shit out. Telling all these lies when it's work that you have to do. You're not an entertainer or a celebrity who gets buns thrown at him left and right, which you don't have to do anything. You know, it's not that's not everybody. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? You have to get out there and talk to women. You got to do the work. And I'm sorry if you get filled with these lies that make you get a stiffy in the middle of the night. Life doesn't work like that, bro. Life doesn't have to. I mean, you have every now and then, even good looking guys. You aren't having women approach you like that. I'm sorry. Women aren't. There are very few women who are direct with approaching you. Women shoot their shots differently. You know what I mean? And if you don't know, which that's not what this video is about. That's a different video. Which I'm gonna start covering these topics in the evenings for you assholes. You know what I'm saying? So that you guys can watch. This is how it's supposed to be, and you never put any of that stuff to use. You just sit here talking shit. You know, what are we doing here? We hit 30 minutes yet? You know, yeah, we hit 30 minutes. This isn't the how to pick up women hour or how to pick up women show. But you guys just have to. I just had to get that. I just had to. I just would like you guys to think outside of the box. Okay, think outside of the box. You don't have to. You have a mind of your own. You have a sovereign will. You don't have to think the way someone else tells you to think. They're not there with you at night. They're not going to be with you when you go to talk to that woman. They're not. I know you wish that somebody was. You had like that person on your shoulder to talk for you and things like that. But it just doesn't work like that. I see someone in the chat is, if that's Ash, show me your face. I said Ash. I said Ash, not ass. I need to see who you are. You know, if that's Ash, the one who I think it is, I need to see who you are, Ash, before I bring you on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to go on no blind dates in the middle of the day. Let me show your face. Don't worry, nobody can see you. It's just me. I'm the only person that can see you, Ash. So just get on camera real quick and we can get this thing cracking. But yeah, man. You have to experience failure. You have to experience failure, man. You have to. You know, there's a term called "show me the baby," right? Complaining about the labor pains. Oh, what if she does this? She'll call the police on me for looking at her. There's been guys getting arrested for looking at women. Man, you mofos. I guess you didn't want to be. I guess you didn't want to be on camera. You didn't want to show your face. Maybe next time, huh? Maybe next time. But yeah, show me the baby. The labor pain. She wants to. Come on, Ash. Show me your face now. Is your camera? What's happening? What's going on? Camera's not working. What's happening? But yeah, show me the baby. She's gonna turn me down. I already know. She likes this type of guy. I already know that. I'm already projecting, and that's what most of this stuff that I'm talking about is projecting. Is basically projecting. Camera isn't working. You don't know why. Okay, what are we talking about, Ash?
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Sac passe.
Nabule.
What's on your mind?
Okay, so like when I saw you post about this, I was like, this is just nothing but the truth. I'd like to say a good amount. Like, it's not like all of them are like that. Like, all of the men who watch the red pill or who follow the red pill community aren't just like losers who, just want to hate women and like, not really look within themselves. But a good portion are. And based off of like the guys I've talked to, I'd say honestly, I'd say it's a good 90% because out of like 10 guys I've talked to, only one of them I continue to speak to after the first conversation. One guy, I bless his heart, I want to say like the first time we talked, that was the last conversation I ever had with him because he spent like the whole 2 hour or 3 hour conversation talking about his ex who, I'm not going to put him out there like that, but, he was just talking about his ex who pretty much would use his car to go see her lover. And like this happened the day before, and he met me off of your live. And I was just like, what the hell? Like, you know, I had another one who he didn't meet me off of your channel or anything. Like I hit him up because I was like, ooh, he's really hot. Like, he does construction. He's not like this super hot model looking guy. He's kind of tubby, but he looked like an attractive man, bald with a beard, how I like him.
Right.
And he pretty much our first conversation, he spent 2 hours, like 2 hours and a half, going on and on about first his baby moms who he never married. He claims he never loved her, but I don't know how you're with somebody for 10 years, have 3 kids with them, and you never loved
Right.
them. He pretty much like I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like she is a 304. Like, he got with her after she had a baby when she was like 16.
Hmm.
Went and had 3 kids with her the entire time. Her first child, who is like, I guess his stepdaughter, wouldn't listen to anything he has to say. He wasn't allowed to discipline her. He was really nasty with her.
Hmm.
And then eventually they ended up breaking it off. I forgot why, but I think it was something like she was just lazy and didn't really do much. And then she would always like undermine his business because he owns like a construction company in a major city near me.
Right.
And she was just overall disrespectful. And then afterwards, the woman just went off to go and get pregnant by another man. That man was beating her ass. And pretty much it sounds like all of the women he's dealt with after her are just like her, like total hoes, smoking weed in front of their kids, getting their ass beat by Pookies and Ray Rays, and then, screaming all men suck when in reality, they suck and they need to probably go to some therapy because why are you getting into all these relationships with men beating your ass?
Right.
And it was just crazy. And everything was always, oh, I'm the savior, I'm the good guy, and they just took advantage of me. No, you have no self-esteem or low self-esteem, and very poor judgment and discernment, because why would you even go past the conversation with some of these women? You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, there was another one that I met off of your show as well. And he was a little bit, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. After the first conversation, blaming women for all of their woes. There's only one. I'm not going to say who, but I'm talking to him now, and he is a really good man. And I'm excited, like, to see where things go with him. And he agrees with me that there's a lot of these men out here who watch red pill content. They watch all the videos of Kevin Samuels bashing trashy women who, in my opinion, do deserve to get bashed because no one told you to put your business out on Front Street and act like a
Right.
trashy person. But they will never, ever, ever pay attention to the content that's dealing with trashy men who are getting called out for it. And it's because they don't want to look within themselves to see what they're lacking and correct that so that a normal woman will actually want them. But
Right.
yeah.
So real quick, because I was gonna ask you about because you kind of just gave us a behind the scenes look for a young lady that isn't on the dating scene and the shit that she comes across with. Some guys may say, well, if you don't agree with him, you're the problem. But real quick before you answer that, hey, hit that. I didn't even ask you guys to hit that like button yet. But other than that, it needs to be. It's we need to get it up to 50 likes. It's 35 likes. I don't even know why it's not at 50 yet. So if you're in here right now, and I just monetized the video, I caught myself slipping. I didn't even monetize the video. Monetize now. Hit that like button. Run it up to it should be 50 likes real quick. It's easy like Sunday morning. It doesn't cost you a thing. All you gotta do is tap that like button. Man, it's too easy. Hit the like button. 50 likes, guys. I'm giving y'all and Ash just gave y'all behind the scenes right there. But we giving y'all some. It's some cold. I don't even want to call it game. I'm just giving you a dose of reality so that you can see something outside of that whack off session that a lot of you guys be having. That you need to cut it out. So this is you just named I think three guys outside of the one you said is cool. So this is a constant theme that you're having to deal with. Like these guys just talking like they thinking that they can just bash a woman in front of you and that you are willing to sleep with them after that. Is that kind of like what we're getting from that? Like that's what I'm getting from what you're saying.
What I'm trying to say is, here's the thing. I don't care about your exes. I don't care about all the crappy. First of all, the last thing a man needs to divulge to a woman is their crappy dating history, because that already tells me that you are somebody with a poor discernment, and that you are somebody who has low self-esteem to be dating with these kind of women to begin with. Because I don't date losers like that smoke weed in front of their kids and get into crazy abusive relationships over and over and over again and have all these problems. Like, that's insane. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same. I look at it the same when girls come to me and they talk about all their exes, and it's always woe is me, I'm just getting abused, and life sucks. When it's like, okay, well, have you taken a step back to see where you're going wrong in the situation? Like,
Right.
why you keep on choosing men that are whooping your ass or abusing you emotionally? It's the same thing with men. Why are you choosing, women who don't have anything to their name? Their lives are crumbling around them. They party, they drink, they smoke constantly. They got a bunch of kids from different men. Why would you even choose to entertain a situation like that? You
Right.
know? And then when you go to talk to me about it, and it's the first time we're talking, or we're having just a regular phone conversation to feel each other out, and that's what you're divulging to me, that just turns me off completely. Because one, I don't care what anybody says, venting and over divulging is a female trait,
Facts.
because we are emotional creatures. So it's more natural for us in our feminine to always, to vent and to want to put our emotions out there. So just that in itself, when I don't even know you like that, and you're just going on and on about woe is me and my life is so sad, that automatically turns me off, because I'm not going to get on a conversation with you and just vent about every single dude I've dated. I do have a family situation with my immediate family that's not too great. So I'm very upfront about divulging that in the beginning, because some men just don't want a woman that has a crazy mom or crazy sisters, you know what I mean? So that I'm kind of upfront with, because I don't want us to get to like each other and everything, and then afterwards it's like, well, your family unit's kind of, dramatic. I don't want to be around that.
Yeah.
Or I want a woman that is close with their mother or close with their siblings. And that's valid. If you're more of like the family type, and you want somebody who's more closer with their siblings, or with their parents, then that's valid. But I'm not going to sit up here and tell you every single detail of our relationship. I'm not going to tell you
Right.
every single detail of all the men I've dated in the past, and my transgressions, because the thing is that that's on me. I'm the one who chose those men, and I can tell you, from somebody who was at one point 192 pounds.
Hmm.
Now I've lost even more weight since the live. I'm down to 135,
Right.
because I started carnivore diet and all of that stuff, and
But you're
been
five. You're
training with a
5'9",
trainer.
right?
Yeah, I'm 5'9".
Yeah, she's five. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so so before I was like 192, I was wearing a size 12. I was down in the dumps and depressed, and I was dealing with men I felt like I deserved at the moment, because I wasn't thinking or feeling too good about myself.
Right.
That's just what it is. So I understand, as somebody who decided to look within myself and see where I'm going wrong.
Hmm.
I understand that when you are dealing with low level people who treat you bad and use you, that's normally because you have low self esteem and you have work to do on yourself, whether it's on your outer appearance, inner emotions, or both. Like, you have to do the work if you want a quality partner. The man I'm talking to now would never in his life entertain me when I was in the state that I was in a year and a half ago, and that's just facts.
Right. Right.
Like,
Right.
that's just the truth. So instead of some of these men complaining about how, all women are hoes, and women are cheaters, and women are ratchet, and this, that, and the third, why don't you look in yourself to see, okay, well, what am I doing, and where am I going wrong, that no normal women are attracted to me, no normal women want me, and when I do get one, they run away from me, towards the highway, because they just want to get the hell away from me as fast as possible. So, why don't you think about that instead? And normally you're going to realize, okay, well, you know what? I do have an intense personality. I am overly defensive. That is a very, very unattractive quality in both men and women. It's just annoying. Nobody likes somebody that's defensive.
Right.
Maybe I'm just overweight, and I need to work out more. Like me, I'm not gonna now at this point in life, I'm not gonna date anybody that's overweight, because that just shows me that you're somebody who's undisciplined. You don't care about how you look. You don't care about your health, because those are all indicators that you just don't care about yourself and your health and your body.
Right.
Like, why don't some of these men look into it that way? Because a lot of them don't realize, okay, you're just like these same women who who complain that all men are bad, and oh, you should just want me anyways, even though I'm like 300 pounds and I got a ton of baggage, and I haven't seen a therapist, even though I desperately need to.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, come on. And it's like, to the men out there who are like that, not to toot my own horn or to say that I'm like this amazing woman, but I think that especially after all the work I've done on myself, that I am a good woman and that I'm more worthy of a good man. And women like me are gonna, are gonna politely say, okay, yeah, yeah, that's nice. Maybe listen to you for a little bit and then never hit you up again.
Yeah, I got a question for you though, real quick though. So, before shout out to Survival of the Simp, I appreciate the $20 super chat. Hey, we still need to run it up to 50. We're at 41. I need at least 50 likes, guys. That's 9 more. Hit that like button. So you said some things, Ash, in reference to it being a female trait about them divulging and complaining and all these different things. I
Absolutely.
started out by saying this. Do you think that it's basically like, because I say you can't, if you feel this way, you can't help but to talk about it. And as you just said, I'm never gonna hit him up again. I'm definitely not gonna. It's definitely a turnoff. How, if you feel this way, it has to come out in your daily conversation, speech, even with women. You can't just all of a sudden just, all right, I'm gonna keep this to myself. Instead of like the guy you said went on for 2 hours. Do you think that they say this because they're looking for sympathy? Is it like a scarcity
Definitely.
mindset? What is it? What is it you think?
I think it's both, definitely. I think it's a scarcity mindset for sure, but I also think that they just want sympathy and they want to play the I'm morally superior
Right.
card. They want to appear like they're morally superior and there's just this victim that is constantly getting into situations with bad people that treat them bad. Now, granted, the people, that he was talking to me about, they are terrible people. These are women, and these are women I would never even be friends with. These are the type of women that me and my friends look at and just laugh and just think like, what is this circus? You know? But at the same time, at the same t, it's just it makes us also think, okay, well, I'm a good person, I'm not trashy like that, and
Yeah.
I for damn sure don't ever come around people like that or come across people like that. Our paths just don't cross because I'm on a different wavelength.
Right.
So how in the world are you coming across so many people that are like that?
Yes.
And normally I started asking that question at a point because I got tired of just like politely being like, okay, yeah, I gotta go. Sorry, what I mean? I
Yeah.
started asking that question and they never have an answer. And for that just kind of shows me, okay, well, you're just looking for sympathy and you want to just try to show a woman that you're such a good man. First of all, it shows me that you're desperate because
Mm,
you're so desperate in our first conversation to cry woe is me and that you've dealt with all of these bad
absolutely.
women, like, so you're just desperate to just show that you're just this great man and that I need to give you a chance. And it's like, no, if anything it does the opposite,
Does the
because it
opposite.
shows me that, yeah, there's something wrong with you, there's something really wrong with you, because I only have one bad story, and that was the story that I told on your live. That's the only bad story I have. All the other men I've dated have been great, but I was really, really young and I wasn't really trying to be serious, or I didn't know how to take it to the next level. I was
Right.
19 in my two previous serious relationships. Then I met the other guy that was really messed up,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
didn't let that go on for too long. And then the bug came, the Rona came. So from there, I haven't really dated, and I'm talking to a really nice man. But yeah, that was the only bad situation I have. So when somebody comes to me and they have all these terrible situations that they're going through, it really makes me think that you're probably a bad person.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
because why would you get into so many situations with me, or there's something mentally wrong with you, and you need to go to a therapist or something. Like, maybe you were raised by a narcissist and you're suffering from narcissistic abuse syndrome, or you've just been beaten down by people in your life when you were a kid and you never got over that trauma. I don't know, but you have some sort of trauma or some sort of mental illness, and you need to go correct that with a doctor before talking to me.
So one more time, Ashley. I said Ashley. Well, one more time. One more time for those who are having a hard time understanding, it is not a turn on to a
It's
woman.
the biggest turn off. It's the biggest turn off. Don't talk to me about your exes. I'm not going to call you and talk to you about my exes. So, like, that'll come up if you ask me. Even the guy now that I'm talking to, that only got brought up because he asked me.
Yes.
I didn't divulge that information on myself. I divulged other information that's interesting, and that's and to also see if maybe we had the same interests. You should be wondering, like, you should be asking things like, oh, do you work out? How many times a week do you work out? Oh, I like to work out too. I do CrossFit. That's something you guys can have in common. You should be trying to find things in common with each other, not
Right.
crying about your past. You need a therapist for
About bitches ain't
that.
shit. She did me dirty, painting that other person. And I say this all the time. And like I said, I'm glad you're saying this. This is, definitely going into a different of trying to teach some of these guys some of these things that, I mean, women too as well. But I think men are a lot more forgiving than women are, even though he may not take you seriously, especially if you divulge a bunch of bullshit that you were going through or whatever. But I feel like men, you can't just paint this picture of your exes and it all being negative and putting down like whether your ex-wife drained your account, took the kids, did all this. You shouldn't be saying all of that and expect this a pity party and this woman to feel sorry and be like, you know what, I think I'm gonna give you some ass right now. It's
Absolutely not. Ooh.
it's, it's just crazy to me. But I feel like as this content, it paints a picture of like, well, I can say this, but I'm still not wondering why I'm not getting any play. You know what I'm saying? Because and he probably, when he left that date with you, he probably was like, fucking stuck up bitch. You know what I'm saying? Or like, she
Oh,
thinks she's better than you
100%.
or something like that because you didn't want to talk to him after that. Or she ghosted me or she did this, but you fucked it up. You know what I'm saying? Like you can
Exactly.
you can appear to be a good guy, but you fuck shit up with your tongue by saying shit that you just will think, well, I can maybe convince her that, hey, like you said, I am morally superior, even though I was with these fucks, having
Yep.
spending my time with them, and hey, I had to get from around them, but maybe she'll see me in a light like I'm like this, Captain America or Superman or something like that.
If
Um,
anything, I'm gonna look at you like you're Save-A-Ho. One of them, the one with the construction company, he was really like truly Captain Save-A-Ho. His baby moms was a hoe that he saved. He saved a few more hoes after that. One of them, that was the one that was smoking weed in front of her kid while making breakfast for the kid, so the kid would go to school smelling like weed.
right.
And like this is like in my country, this is in the States. In the States they would call CPS immediately, but in my
Yes.
country weed is legal. So, and then also the education in the public system is honestly piss poor. So, this woman was just getting away with sending her kid to school smelling like weed. And he definitely thinks I'm a stuck up bitch because I dealt with him on 3 occasions because he didn't seem that crazy on the first occasion.
Right.
So the last time, oh, I just laid into him. I'm not gonna lie, it's not my proudest moment, but I just had to because the entitlement was just ridiculous.
Mm.
He just felt so in like the first 2 times I dealt with him, he wasn't really ready for a relationship. So I told him straight up, I'm not letting anybody glaze my buns if they don't have like intentions of a relationship or
Did you say
marriage.
glaze your buns?
Uh-huh. I'm not Krispy Kreme. I'm not Krispy Kreme unless there's intentions of marriage there, okay?
Right.
So him, I never ever let him touch me. And then the third occasion, he called me up and he was like, you know what? I thought about it and you're a good woman. I want to see you. But then he laid into it with it was really confusing. He made no sense. He was like, I got a lot to offer. I have so much to offer. Now that I've told you what I have to offer, you need to tell me what you have to offer. And I'm like, you didn't tell me anything of what you have to offer. And
Right.
from the times I've spoken to you, you already know what I have to offer because then you wouldn't continuously bother me afterwards to
Right.
see. Like
Right.
I'm not super ultra traditional, like the women in the 60s, but I love to cook, clean, do homemaker stuff, just because that's natural to me. My aunt is a lot like that, and I was raised by my aunt for the most part.
Right.
So she taught me how to cook, clean, run a household by the time I was 15 years old. So these things are just naturally fun for me to do.
Mm.
And also I go to the gym, I work out. And, I love fitness, I love walking. I walk like 8 kilometers a day. So he already
Nice.
knows all these things about me, and he has showed me absolutely nothing that he has to offer me. And when I confronted him on that, then he was just like, "Oh, well, I already told you what I have to offer." I'm like, "No, you didn't. You just said that you have a lot to offer. Then ask me what I have to offer." Then he started getting freaking out, and I was like, "Listen, I gotta go." And he was like, "No, no, no, don't end the call yet. No, 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 you
Yeah.
can't end the
Yeah.
call." I'm like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Dude, you just watched the Kevin Samuels video, then called me."
Right. Right. Right.
Like, get out of here. So that's another thing too. Yes, it's good to take advice from these videos, 100%. And in my opinion, as a woman, watching the advice that other men give men in dating, then I do see that a lot of it's valid, and I do agree with all of it. Like, you should be figuring out what she has to offer you, but don't get on a call with me sounding like Kevin Samuel's parrot. Please don't do
Yeah.
that.
Right.
That just shows me, because the reason why is because, number one, women love smooth men. I don't care what any
Fact.
woman says. They like smooth men who are charming,
Fact.
okay? That is the opposite of smooth. That tells me that you're probably socially awkward, and that
Right.
you're really awkward with dating.
Right.
Number two is that it also shows me that you're really low self-esteem and kind of insecure,
Yeah.
because you can't really figure out your own words or your own ways to figure these things out with a woman. And it's not hard. I can pick out these things in a woman within, like, a week of knowing them or less.
Right.
And because
Absolutely.
and I just know that, because I don't want to be friends with women that are like hoes going to the club all the time, and don't have shit to offer the world, or man, or me.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
so
For sure.
so yeah, like, that's another thing too. Take what they say, take their advice, of course, but you need to be able to spin it in a conversation in a way that it doesn't sound so awkward or socially awkward, because that's another huge complaint of women, are these men who watch the manosphere videos, but they're so socially awkward. They just sound like a Donovan Sharp parrot, or Kevin Samuels parrot, or like mediocre tutorials. Like they watch the street interviews and then just start repeating all the same
Yeah.
stuff word for word, and it's really embarrassing and
Yeah.
cringy, to be honest with you.
Right. You repeat. It's not your own words. You're repeating someone else's words verbatim and down
Exactly.
to the yeah. And you can go as far as the comment section and on any of these videos, and you'll keep seeing the same. That's why I say the zesty herd mentality is what I now call it.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
just repeating
Exactly.
an echo chamber, a zesty echo chamber. You
Can I
know,
can I also make another point as well?
go for it.
Okay, overweight men, you need to stop. Okay, like, okay, stop rubbing your belly. You're not overweight, you.
Okay. No, I am.
you, you look good, okay? Because I've met like lots of fat men that are just ridiculously fat, and then they have these zesty attitudes, these really spicy attitudes and
Yeah.
outlooks on life. And it's like, well, first of all, who the hell do you think you are to be as fat as you are, and having all these requests? Okay, you don't have any right to have any of these requests until you drop 50 pounds, sir. Okay, like, that just shows me that when I start dating you, I'm gonna have to start cooking a lot of pasta,
Yeah.
and greasy terrible foods, and we're gonna be eating. You're gonna want me to order pizza sometimes, and you probably drink a lot of beer, like, in excess. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
just disgusting. It shows to me, when I see a big fat overweight man who has all of these opinions, it just looks to me like you Big Shirley, like you're the male Big Shirley. Like you're just a gluttonous,
Or like
nasty man.
or Faison Love on the thumbnail.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, you can't be out here with all of these requests, but you don't even have the main thing down that will attract a normal woman.
Mm.
No normal woman wants a lazy fat man who is undisciplined, doesn't eat right, doesn't isn't like isn't disciplined and goes to the gym or at least walks around the neighborhood, sits their fat ass down on the couch every day after work to watch TV, and doesn't really do anything to keep himself up. That's
Right.
just I don't really care what anybody thinks. People can call it fat shaming, body shaming, whatever. It's disgusting. It's nasty when I see a 300-pound woman. It's nasty when I see a 300-pound man. It's absolutely gross. Get a grip, go to the gym. Me, I almost hit 200 pounds and I was disgusted with myself. So it's absolutely ridiculous to me. It's insane to me when I see somebody let themselves get past that point. Like I was in the doc when I was 192 pounds, like a year and a half ago, I was in the doctor's office crying my eyes out because I have a binge eating issue and I had no clue what to do. And I went and I utilized the resources that were at my disposal. And now I'm 135. I'm really happy with myself emotionally now. My depression has almost gone away. I still have bad days here and there,
Right.
but that's now completely unrelated to food and my binge eating disorder. I'm feeling better about myself. I feel good about myself. And you know what? People can say that it's mean what I'm saying. Guess what? At the time I was still talking to my mom. We had a terrible relationship at the time, but I was still speaking with my mom, and it was my mom's harsh words that got my big ass up to the doctor to go figure out my situation. So yes, you do need to hear it this way. You do need me to tell you that you're a big fat gluttonous fat fuck and that you need to go to the gym. All right, because maybe it'll light some fire under your ass, and you'll do something about it because it's disgusting. Yeah.
Guys, she's speaking from a place of love. I know you guys saying, I saw somebody saying, well, you're bashing and things like that, but I
Oh God, that's just a fallacy. Okay, that's what they like to say. Fat bash, fat shaming, mansplaining. You sound like a feminist at that point. Get a grip, okay? Get a grip. Get over it. All right. You need to take yourself to the gym. There's no such thing as fat shaming. It doesn't exist. Being obese is terrible. It takes
damn.
14 years off of your life expectancy. It's irresponsible. Like, come on, I have a 50-something-year-old aunt who was overweight with diabetes. And you know what? I was just as harsh with her as I am with you guys. Now her blood sugar highest it ever hits is six, and she's normally in the 4 to 6 range. She's
Mm.
losing weight, and I've never seen this woman happier in my entire life. Okay, so yeah, sorry, body shaming doesn't exist. That's just a crutch that lazy people like to use, and people who aren't self-aware like to use so that they can escape the reality of their situation.
Mm. I see. Well, Ash, I appreciate you coming on. I've been on here for like an hour. I don't know. I just figured I appreciate your insight and your input on that from a woman's perspective, especially dating out here in these fields, and coming across these guys. I guess I'm not saying I'm not looking for somebody to support my point, but for somebody to actually expound on what I was talking about in real world experience, to give that. So I appreciate you giving that, and those tidbits of advice to the guys as well from a woman's perspective. Um, even though
Absolutely.
it's subjective, I do feel like it is a common thing that guys tend to do that they shouldn't be doing. So, what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave you to it because I'm about to go ahead and sign out myself. You know what I'm saying?
Alrighty.
Definitely, I'll catch you on the next one.
All right. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye. Shout out to Ash on that. What I'm saying? I was just asking. I read a comment. I saw a comment that someone said about bashing, so I figured I'd ask her that about her thoughts on it. So, it is what it is. People take things different, different ways. It could be looked at as just like a lot of things I say could be said. It could be considered bashing. I'm bashing men. You're bashing guys. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's just a perspective, and a lot of these perspectives are generalized and it could be viewed as a consensus for certain people as well, man. But, you know what I'm saying? We still haven't hit. I really at this point I really don't care. If it don't hit 50, forget it, man. I just came on here to give you my little piece. You know what I'm saying? Hey, guys, do your thing. Don't mind me. This is just thoughts from Jr. You can fuck with it or not fuck with it. It's just up to you. Pardon my Spanish. Um, but that's just what it is. You can complain. You can complain all day, but if you're not out there in those fields, if you're not out there getting it, if you're noticing your buns rate has plummeted or is non-existent, then you need to look at the man in the mirror and say, what is going on? Why is it that it hasn't happened for me yet? You know what I'm saying? It's like going Super Saiyan. Ask yourself why it hasn't happened yet. You know, hey, it is what it is. Married women, even old married women follow you. Yeah. Yeah, man. So with that being said, man, unless anybody else got anything to add, I'm out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? Need to talk, yeah. Appreciate you. Shout out to you, Lamont, and everybody else who's tuned in. So with that being said, man, shout out to everybody on the super chat tip. Shout out to Survival of the Simp, and I think I want to say Act Barrel Yeshua. I don't know if anybody else. I didn't have the shit turned on, so I know all y'all wanted to pour your hearts out earlier, so it's turned on now. But hey, man, check me out. I might go live later tonight, man. I'm gonna be talking about this love conquer all. So y'all make sure y'all tune in 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what I mean? And if you're tuning in late, watch the restream. It's definitely a good live stream. You can love it, hate it, or love it. It is what it is. Share it to your anyone else who has a herd mentality, the Zesty herd mentality. You know what I mean? And you guys can have conversations together on who's the zestiest. Who knows? But with that being said, man, I'm out of here. We got work to do here. I figured I'd just jump on here, man. So with that being said, I'm gonna catch you guys later.